let's look at AP, and I choose AP both because it's fairly straightforward and because I think a majority of people have it. We'll also take a quick look at accounts receivable, but in a way they are really mirror images of each other with minor differences. Each one of the modules, AR, AP, GL, General Ledger, Inventory, has its own peculiarities, and I've tried to accommodate them in putting this table in here. But I think to give you a paradigm, to give you kind of a template to work from, doing the accounts payable will be probably just as good as any. Well, the first file I have there is the AP Open Item file. If you recall, that's the one which accepts new vouchers, and when a voucher is paid, it's marked as paid, but it's not gone. It's not taken care of. It's not removed. That means over time that the number of paid vouchers in the AP Open Item file grows and grows and grows, even though the number of actual open items may stay roughly the same. And we've had this circumstance time and time and time again when people who converted, for instance, from older versions of PBS or Real World were not aware that there was even a purge for the open item, and we cart over 200,000 records and have to convert the 200,000 records when in fact they only had, 158 open items or something of that sort. So what do we do? Well, over here on the far right-hand column, I have what do you do? Well, under AP, Open Items, Purge, AP, Open Items, Purge. We have the way we purge. In this case, I can purge through a cutoff date. Now, the cutoff date is the forward-most date that I want to purge by typically invoice number. So I'm going to cut off, due date. So I'm going to do a cutoff by due date. If I want to go a year back, then I'm going to put in something like August the 5th, 2012. Or if I want to go a year and a half back, January the 1st, 2012. Whatever the cutoff due date that I want. I can also further restrict this process by doing from and to vendors. So, for example, I may be feeling that this purge is too large a task, and I only want to take my vendors that start, let's say my vendors are alphabetic, and I want to take my A through G's and be able to take a look at them. So I can do A through G, or I can do first to last, whatever the range of vendors that I want to do. This may also be very useful if you want to clean out a particular vendor. Some people, for example, they've got a vendor for a variety of reasons, missed queues with payments and checks and so on. They've got a whole bunch of open items, and what they want to do is collapse it down to zero because the net of all of that is zero. So what you do is you get it all together under one check, pay it all out as a 1 penny check or something equivalent to that, and then you can select just this one vendor to purge, and that will get rid of all of that data from the open item file. Since the PBS system has multiple accounts payable accounts or supports multiple accounts payable accounts, this particular purge gives you an option to just do one of those AP accounts at a time. Most people run with a single accounts payable account, but it may be that there are some businesses out there that, for example, let's say they're doing an international business, which is primarily done by LCs, and they're also doing business locally through commercial interactions, business to business, and they're doing other stuff which is much more retail or over-the-counter. They may want to have 3 different accounts payable accounts, and this allows them to take care of that, to choose specific accounts payable accounts, their international or their business or their retail customers, to vendors, I should say, to purge.